What's up, everybody? So apparently back in 2018, Bill Burr went on Fox News to promote his new show F is for Family that apparently was on Netflix or whatever. But someone told me that this interview he had at Fox News was pretty cringe. Like he made the people feel really uncomfortable, but he's hilarious. So I can't wait to laugh at this. Let's check it out.
10 episodes are available to binge watch. Bill Burr, welcome to Good Day New York.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Well, the show is so funny. I mean, is it based on your real life, or is it,
Yeah, no, it's definitely based on my life, but it's, Frank is the character that I play. He's an amalgam of kind of everybody's dad in the writer's room, and he's an old school dad. Like when I was a kid, you were like afraid of your dad. Like he pulled in the driveway, he'd come in the front door, we'd all run out the back door.
Right, wait till your father comes home,
yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
So it's more...
Apparently that is a really big thing back in the day. People used to be afraid of their dad, even though, they still loved them, obviously. But, when dad comes home, you're going to be in trouble if you were acting up that day.
more of that era. It's not this, era now where kids are like friends with their dad. I was like afraid of my dad. Not in a bad way. Like I just knew that, when he came home that
Things were going to fly.
Yes, your behavior. We used to shut the TV off and like pick up books pretending to be like reading. And I remember he used to like, if he was in church, he had like the loudest snap. And if you guys were talking too loud, he just bam like that, and everybody just shut up, and then you knew you were going to get it later.
You mean get it? It's fun. You get on stage, you talk about topics that are kind of taboo, but you make them really, really funny.
So your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and
two
I wanted
episodes.
to talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian
Some people?
religion.
Who did?
So,
Yeah, who?
I'm telling you, you need to Google.
Oh, good Lord.
So
Wow,
did you feel you were
okay.
being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun
I feel like she's being disrespectful. What the heck? You need to Google.
with
Heck
some
is
of the
that?
crucifixes and stuff like that?
I don't even know I mean, we did maybe two jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far?
Wow, that's messed up. So she's asking him if he went a little too far on his jokes, and he basically came back with take the Catholic school with a little too far. That's a good one.
More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what?
Oh,
Technically,
They just sort
dang.
of kept moving them around. Like those killer whales at SeaWorld? After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
all right, I'm not totally following, but I don't
You
think I
know what
want
I'm
to.
I'm not
talking
following.
about? It's a morning show. I understand.
I like it.
Daytime
Thank you
I
for being
came on,
positive.
that kid
Positive.
missed the graduation, and then it was a feel-good story.
It was a feel good, and we want to leave.
If you want to feel good about America, you watch the morning shows. You don't watch this,
And
we were
watch-
joking earlier. If that kid's story about the graduation was late night, that would have been a whole different story.
What do you think?
He's still missing. We can't find him. All we found was his hat. But you watch in the morning. It's great. It all worked out. He got his own personal graduation. Like, I'm in
Wow.
such a great mood. Look how yellow this couch is.
Oh my God, you can tell like the mood changed already. He knows like what's up with this interview already, and he's just going at him.
It's like the sun.
So F is for family. I mean, it's really politically incorrect before politically incorrect was even a term.
Yeah, and I think, a lot of that stuff. What you were saying earlier, you talk about taboo subjects. It's like nothing I really talk about. It's not that people aren't talking about all of this stuff. It's just that it's sort of a way that people talk when they get on a stage or something like that. But it's not like, people.
It's not in the
People
media.
they laugh because they're already talking about it. So it's not that big
Yeah.
a deal.
We all
Right.
have dark thoughts sometimes, but you go there in public and you do it, even though it's edgy, kind of make it safe in a way.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen? I'm just talking. I mean, it's not
Right.
like I'm not doing anything insane. I will tell you, though, I did stand up here 2 shows last night, and I cannot believe New York crowds now.
Why?
It is so like, oh.
They would do that after
Yeah, I
your
moved
show.
here. I remember when I moved here in '94. It was, you remember Alphabet City? You were taking your life in your hands, and there was like junkies and stuff like that. So it was just really like a lot harder than to like even like impress people. And now, I mean, I don't know.
Again, the good
Yeah, I listen to a lot of comedians like Bobby Lee and Joe Rogan and other people who talk about how you have to mold your jokes around like where you're going to perform. Like you can't go to a college and perform the same thing that you're going to perform at a nightclub. It's just totally like different environments and stuff, and like just people don't laugh at certain things, certain places, and yeah.
Oh, they don't even call it Alphabet City anymore. You know that? They call it like the Lower East Side. Things, gentrification, whatever.
Was that offensive to illiterate people?
Anyway,
This town has changed.
Ethics for Family, obviously Netflix and the people who watch it love your show. Were we able to find a clip that we could clean up?
We got something.
That we could clean up.
We got something.
Wow.
We got
Might be a couple of
something.
beeps.
Is
Check it
this
out.
just the intro song?
Happy couple of
Not
beeps.
hamburger assistant again. Why can't Mom make dinner?
Ask her. She's the one who abandoned her post. Now after doing all the lady work, I gotta leave to go do some man work. And is
All the
anybody
lady
gonna
work.
get me flowers and tell me I'm beautiful? No. No one's out there marching for old Frank Murphy. He just watches the sands of his miserable life gather at his feet while his wife, the modern woman, throws on a pantsuit every morning and just... There's my worker bee.
This guy
Wow.
really speaks to me. Good stuff, Bill.
It's a
thank
little
you.
Archie Bunkerish, a little, right?
Yes.
Archie
Yeah,
Bunker.
well, I mean, it is that time. And when we
don't
did
even know
like
what
the
that is.
70s, we wanted it to look like how I remember the 70s, where Hollywood kind of always makes it look like everybody had a lava lamp and dressed like Ron Burgundy. This is more like the sort of Rust Belt Serpico 70s. Like, you know, anytime you see a movie about like the 70s, everybody has a car from the 70s. It was like, there was, you know, people didn't have money. They'd have a car from the 60s. So if you look, there's a lot of... that's one of my favorite things, to like pick out what car they're gonna have. Like Frank drives like an old like Ford Galaxy
That's pretty cool.
type car before Ford comes
You know,
at us for money.
You're right, the movies from the 70s, they overdo it. They all overdo it when they're going retro, right?
Well, they make it seem like when the Pacer came out, like everybody thought that that was a good-looking car. It was a weird car.
With the big window?
Yeah, me and my mother looked at it. That is the
Pacer?
ugliest piece of you-know-what I've ever seen in my life. But they made it seem like everybody in the 70s had like a lava lamp and thought that that was a good-looking car.
So, Bill, do you Google yourself? Because I was like Googling the show.
No, God knows.
I was Googling the show.
I get trashed enough on Twitter.
What-
Do you know when I did the show last night?
Right.
This is how like the millennials are, right? Somebody, I was wearing this exact same thing. You know, I'm on the road, so I got a nice stain on my shirt. So I was wearing this exact same thing. I go on Twitter, and somebody wrote, you know, Bill Burr last night dressed like an out-of-shape Jerry Seinfeld.
What?
So like, yeah, I wrote back. I can't say what I wrote back. I wrote back.
You did?
So and so. Yeah, it's like, why don't you heckle me when you're there?
But why
Yeah,
would you
yeah,
even
Everybody
respond on
is
Twitter?
sassy online,
This
not in your face.
Sassy.
Why-
Exactly. This is New York. Back
He should have wrote back something about body shaming. That would have been funny.
in the day, I would walk on stage. Someone would have said that, and I would have had to fight my way out of it, and it would have been a tough set. And this person's just
you gotta
everything's
punch
like
back.
so covert now.
I feel
Not
bad because,
literally
by the way, you're
punching,
ripped.
but-
Huh?
You're
No,
in pretty good
no.
shape.
But why respond to somebody who's being negative to you on
What
Twitter?
do you mean, why respond?
Because it's fun. I like going
it's fun.
back and forth, and then you can usually. Well, this is my deal. If you actually have a picture of yourself, then I'll go back and forth. But if you just have like the little egg thing there, like those, you know, 2 followers, then those people, it's like you just came up with an account or whatever, or you just go around trash people. To me, that's like a cowardly thing. But like, you know, if I can see you, you know, and you're out of shape, or maybe you're, you know, you're ugly or something like that, I'll go right for it. I'll get real childish.
Growing up, by the way,
Childish.
with the mother or the hairbrush and the dad, where was that? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up outside Boston, Massachusetts. The
Wha-
safe suburbs
The
of Boston,
safe side.
Massachusetts. 'Cause ever since Good Will Hunting, everybody thinks, you know, you grew up in Southie and you stole cars and you asked people about apples.
They overdid it too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Ask
Let me
people
ask you back your question
No,
back.
they didn't, nobody overdid Southie back then. Like, I'm just saying I was
Wow.
not that, you know. I was more of a, you know, cul-de-sac street hockey playing kid.
Bill Burr,
There
F
you
is
go.
for
There
family.
you go.
F is for family on Netflix. Out
F
right
is for
now.
family.
he'd be a little more comfortable if there was some trash around the studio, right? He misses the old New York, and you're not the only
I want to
one.
meet those religious people that got upset. I want to quiz them.
Oh,
on their
gee.
religion.
All right, we'll talk about
There's
why
one
did I
right there
bring that
beside
up?
you.
Bill, why did you bring it up?
I'm
It's
sorry.
a morning show. This is supposed to be an easy one.
You know what happens? 9 o'clock, it all becomes daytime, so you got
okay.
more license. Bill Burr, thank you.
Thank you for having
All
me.
right, cool.
Wow, that was pretty funny. Dang. Yeah, she like came straight at him, and he immediately knew what was up, and just kept punching back. That was good. I've never seen F is for Family. I need to watch it. It sounds pretty funny. But yeah, Bill Burr is a hilarious comedian. If you haven't seen his stand-ups, you should watch them on Netflix and YouTube. I'm sure there's a lot of clips on there. I've seen a couple while I'm out here driving. I've watched a bunch of them. But yeah, if you like my reaction, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye.